What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Mxbikes video. And yeah, oddly enough, I've been posting a lot of MX Simulator content throughout winter. Didn't know if I was going to come back to compete. As you guys know, in the past, I was in the Group B most of the time of Pro-Ams a year or two ago. For MXGP especially, I've always tried to make it a point to race them because honestly, the game flows very well with the MXGP style tracks. And so we're back, at least for MXGP. I'm not going to make any promises, but been kind of having some fun again. Once you get used to the physics and the wonkiness of this game, I've been having some fun again. Been putting in a little bit of time. And today's video, we hit 700 hours into Mxbikes. Yeah, a lot of time, a lot of good times, a lot of bad times with this game. Now you'll have to excuse me here in these first opening laps. I've had quite a bit of issues PC related to where I stream, and if I stream for more than like 20 minutes or so, or record a clip or anything like that, my PC's got the tendency now to shut off. I've been really trying to work that out because I'd love to put up race content for you guys to watch. It's just honestly not possible with a 40 person gate, the updates in this game, the graphic changes and things looking better and better every year. I guess it's just becoming worse and worse on my PC, I guess. I don't know. It seems to really be mainly an issue with MX bikes, but I don't know. Really would like to address it. So I'm literally popping on here for the 700-hour video. This is round 4 of the MXGP, just running some lap times and found out some interesting things. So stay tuned. But yeah, I am stone cold right now. Just basically getting on the game and kind of seeing what I could do, what I can run, and I want to make some comparisons and show you just how much some of these things matter that I'm going to talk about today. So don't mind the first opening slow laps and mistakes and stuff like that you're going to see at first. I just wanted to get this recording done before the PC decided to shut itself off or corrupt my video files and everything else, or my game crashing. So I've been dealing with quite a bit of that going on, and I really wish I had more race footage for you guys, because if you noticed on my bike here, I have the red plate. Now, I'm not racing Pro-Am anymore like I used to in a year or two ago. I kind of took a year off from this game, and now Pro-Am is basically pro. And they didn't have AMs, which I usually found myself in the B group of Pro-Am anyway. So it wasn't even in like the mainstreamy race that they had for it. I wasn't in that main A group. I always found myself in B anyway, so probably would have been AMs, but I also took a year off. So racing in novice, and it's been a really good time, actually. I feel like it's people who actually have jobs race novice. So I'm joking, obviously, but I'm really rusty, shaking off some rust, and putting down a pretty decent time here on the KTM. I believe that was a 140. So not a bad time. Actually, this was right after round 4. I was able to get my speed up, as obviously, since we only practice the track for probably a half hour before our race goes off. Some people might get more time, but I don't. So I pretty much jump on Mondays for the MXB GP series. And this is round 4. And yeah, guys, I have the points lead. I'm really stoked. 700 hours in. I'm finally winning a championship currently. Hopefully going to keep that energy up and keep that momentum going. However, I haven't been super stoked on the KTM. I'm kind of tired of the meta bikes in this game. There's no variety in it, and that kind of kills me. I know there's model swapping and stuff like that, but if you did a model change and model swap to where the KTM maybe look like a Yamaha, then everyone would be on the Yamaha, which that's what we already look at in the Pro 450 class. So just, yeah, I don't know. I would like to see a little bit of variety. However, I noticed a lot, and we're going to focus on the point of this video. I've noticed a lot in the 700 hours I've played this game, and how much things I'm starting to notice about setup and how much it actually matters. Does the Mxbikes really make that much of a difference? I'm going to make a whole nother video on this topic. That's not really the total topic of this video, but honestly, I don't know so much if it does, and maybe I'll make another video on this and more comparison and stuff like that. Now, the KTM 250, it's no secret, is the top bike in this game to be on for the 250 class. It apparently is the fastest and this and that. Now, I feel like that's true, especially when it comes down to Supercross. It definitely has a lot more punch. Yet, I'm going to switch over to another bike here in a minute that honestly feels a little bit more stable, turns sharper, and I don't know, kind of has like a wicked third gear compared to the KTM, which has a lot of utilization of fourth gear, yet it kind of bogs more, and you can kind of wring out the third gear. Granted, again, it's setup, and that's kind of what I'm going to get into, and how much it kind of matters at this point in the video. And yeah, and in my trials and tribulations of 700 hours, I've kind of realized, unfortunately, this game has kind of, at least the esports side of it, the competitive side of it, I kind of feel like this game has totally shifted more towards how much setup and stuff like that actually matters. Obviously, a setup isn't going to do any good for you if you just are straight struggling in the game and you think that a setup's going to be your cure-all. Maybe to the pros, the setups aren't that important, at least to me right now, and the 700-hour thoughts that I have. That's why I make these videos, because I'm going to share with you how I feel and how I'm feeling. I really think that as far as the Mxbikes are concerned, I think it only matters at a pro level. You'll kind of put yourself at a pretty big disadvantage not being on, the fastest bike, or the, fastest 250 in this case, in the game. So, however, in a novice AMS or pro-am rank, in one of these other series, I feel like that may not be super true. So we'll jump on the Yami here. My best time, I can tell you, on the KTM was a 138. And, yeah, we're going to see if we can match it, even though on camera, I only ran a 139 on the KTM. So I'm going to see here if the Yami maybe has it. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But either way, both are running an SPX setup. And I will tell you, I'm not endorsed by SPX, but I will tell you that there is a reason that you pay for setups sometimes. Because, I don't know, I guess he's got the time. Obviously, he's a pro. Now I got to get used to the Yamaha again. Don't mind first couple laps. Kind of getting used to the Yami again. But, yeah, there's a reason that you pay for setups and stuff like that, and that this game is kind of annoying, but it's kind of shifted into a more of a pay-to-play, secretive little loopholes, setups, and stuff like that are giving a lot of these top guys this competitive edge. Because, I don't know, I feel like, honestly, as far as being a 250 rider, especially on this game and on this track, I have no idea where I could possibly gain more time. I mean, I know there's things I could clean up, and maybe I'm not perfect or flawless in every rut and this and that could be all it is, but I don't know. Something might be getting a little bit skeptical. I'm thinking there might be a little bit something hidden and more things that you can do that definitely help and make you faster and yada yada. And yeah, I have not figured it out. I feel like I am absolutely barking this track, and I feel like there's nothing else really more I can do other than get the hell off the ground and maybe clean up some of my corners here and there, maybe get another second or two. I'm just not seeing where, some of these tracks, maybe not this one in particular, But a lot of these tracks, like, thank God I'm in novice, because like I'm looking at like these pro times and even like the pro-ams, and it's like these guys are sometimes like 6 or 7 seconds faster than me. And it's just like one of those things, like, how can you be gaining 6 or 7 seconds on me when I'm literally feel like there's no way you can hit sections any faster? Like I said, I could smooth some stuff out. I'm not going to say I'm Mr. Perfect or the fastest dude on the track all the time, but I don't know. Like, I mean, I feel like at this track in particular, I really drive with this track like quite a bit. I love it. This is my favorite MXGP so far this year, and I'm just not seeing where I could possibly be picking up any more speed elsewhere. So I don't know. I don't even know what the pro times were for this one. Maybe I am kind of close, but I mean, I'm just not seeing more than a couple seconds to what I'm doing here. I don't know. I don't get it. But besides the point, one of those things, man, this game is very setup dependent. Now, I will tell you my personal experiences. We'll tap into that now. I ended up from my last video expressing some frustration and stuff like that, and I've been putting a little bit of time in this game again, and I have decided to run Cam's settings. If you live under a rock and don't know who Cam is probably the best player in the entire game in any region. You want to single him out and say, oh, well, he's EU, you know, Rack still got it in NA. That's true, but I'm telling you guys, there is nobody touching this guy. He's absolutely so dominant. It's not even funny, and it's almost like he's figured something out with this game that nobody else can, and he's just on a whole nother level. So shout out Cam. I actually really big fan of Cam, and he's always treated me with the utmost respect, and I've chatted with him a bunch. He's actually a really funny, cool, chill dude. So I actually am running Cam settings, and yeah, it was a game changer for me. I'll put it to you that way. Me switching over to his with a slightly higher dead zone, I was very in between his and Rack's, because not for nothing, I don't care who you watch or this and that. If these guys, between the two of them, are the best in the world, they have to have something figured out, right? So I figured, let me run one of their settings. Now, Rax's settings were super sensitive. Very, very, very sensitive. A little bit too sensitive for me. And Cam runs dead zones at 3% compared to 0. So having a little bit of a dead zone spot, a little bit of forgiveness in the stick, I don't know. Cam settings have been working phenomenally for me. The game actually feels almost completely different compared to my setup and the settings that I was on. And yeah, as you guys can see here, 140 ran the exact same time on the Yami, by the way, in the top left corner. But yeah, one of those things. I switched over to his settings, and it's been a game changer. And then along with, obviously, all right, you know, I'm running these settings, I'm feeling good, but I will say that the physics in this game are very setup dependent. So if you want the game to feel decent and you're not getting bucked around like a pogo stick, or, you know, getting thrown around the track like crazy, it's one of those things. Like, I paid for an SPX setup with my own money. I'm not sponsored by anybody, and I chose to do that. And I'll tell you right now that alone probably shaved like 4 seconds off my lap, and I can tell you that at a non-biased review. I'm not going to say SPX is the only one that's any good. It's just obviously what's pretty readily available with a website, and simple enough to just go on there and buy a setup. So that's what I did. I have run really good setups. Actually, matter of fact, I've been running a setup that I don't even know where it's from, that I actually like even more for MXGP compared to the setup that I had purchased about a year ago or so. So I like that even more. Don't know where it came from. Could be another SPX setup. I have no idea. But all I know is that the setup I've been running on the KTM that got me here has been phenomenal. The suspension is a lot more plush, a lot more forgiving than most of SPX's setups that are more stiff. And yeah, just one of those things. I feel like between my in-game settings, we'll actually give the track here a reset, not to cut myself off, but I never even gave myself a fair chance with the Yami to see if we can beat the KTM time. Little side note. But yeah, anyway, back to the settings. I got cam settings. It's rolling good for me. And now as well, I'm trying to figure out what bike I like more, because I don't even know if the meta bike is really necessarily what you absolutely need. I don't think it's a necessity. I feel like you can set up with a good setup any of these bikes and do perfectly fine. Like I said, maybe not in the absolute top of the pros. You probably need that slight advantage of the bikes being a little faster when everybody's around exactly the same skill level. But I also find that down here in novice, I'm kind of dealing with the same thing. So it's one of those things that I feel like either way you look at it, you can set up something you're comfortable on. You get a good setup going for it, whether you make it, buy it, wherever you're getting it from, and it working for you. Settings, mess around with them. I feel like in the 700 hours I've been playing this game, don't be afraid to change things up. It may be a little harder to get used to, and it's going to be well worth it. Change things up. Try different things. You're not going to get better doing the same thing over and over again, I'll tell you that. Or, ride with faster people. There's a lot of things. And as well, I also, side note, realized I was playing with a shot controller with a serious amount of stick drift. So I just actually got a Gamester G7 Pro. And yeah, now having back paddles, I have the controller cam there for you, but my sit and stand that you're seeing me do with R3, I'm no longer using R3 to do it. It's actually a paddle on the back of the controller. So I've changed almost everything that I've done previously. And yeah, guys, it's working out. Look at that, 139 on the Yamaha. Beat my KTM time in this short video. But yeah, guys, seriously, play around with settings. Make sure your controller doesn't have stick drift, because cam settings were great and all, but with stick drift, they were not. So, loving the new controller, loving my bind changes I've done. Having back paddles on the controller for my sit and stand has been a game changer. I don't know how you guys play this game in third person, but I'm going to give the rest of the lap out in third person for you guys to close out this video. But yeah, don't be afraid to change your settings. I cannot stress it enough. Get on a good suspension setup for the bike. It makes a world of a difference. Put some time in, practice with faster people. Don't be afraid to go on my MXB, make an account, sign up for that race that you want to do, see if you can qualify, keep pushing each week, and I feel like you guys will be up there in no time. I'm trying to figure out, moving forward, if I'm going to be on the Yami or the KTM. I don't know. They're my two favorite bikes in the game. For Supercross, I run the Husky. I don't know what the hell I'm doing anymore. But, yeah, guys, 700 hours into the game. I'm stoked to be back, holding the red plate in the MXGP series. I'm pumped. So let's just keep the ball rolling, hopefully. And, yeah, like I said, new settings. I'm a whole new me. I'm kind of feeling like this game's kind of getting fun to me again. So don't mind the third person here. I don't know how the hell you guys do it. But I hope this video informed you a little bit about me, a little bit about the progress, 700 hours, what I've learned. And yeah, guys, don't be afraid to change things up. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Hope you guys are enjoying me back on Mxbikes. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to join our Discord. Come hang out, come ride, come practice with me, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.